So some people say, well, we don't build prisons based on those statistics. I'm just saying this. Look, within capitalism, I don't look at trends as being accidental. Trends are something that you measure after you have taken action.
Exactly.
To measure.
To measure them, exactly. Like, what?
So, when I say this next thing, I'm not saying it based on the research. People that researched and looked at, they what do you call that? Where you talk to prisoners. I mean, where you interview.
Yeah,
they interview like big prisons.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they don't use those statistics to put people in prisons. But it's kind of strange that the amount of prisons you need kind of matches.
Kind of correlates to, because I'm thinking in my head, if you don't build prisons for this demographic of people, then how are all of the prisons full of these demographics of people?
And you gotta look.
It doesn't make sense.
It's not always about having the right answer.
Right.
It's about asking the right
asking
questions.
the right questions, exactly.
Like
exactly.
The answer is there.
Yeah.
But when you start asking some questions, like some right questions, and look, don't be afraid to question the school
at all.
Because look, they're paid to house your children at that school.
Yeah.
They're paid.
They're paid. Right.
But your child going there, they're paid for that. So don't be afraid to ask the school what's going on.
Exactly.
Like, listen to the patterns I just told you about, and ask those questions like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not being talked about enough, and then you create an environment where your kids is just systematically being put through that.
I think that really speaks to another key component of the whole system is the engagement or activity involvement of the parent.
Yeah.
You know, I think, well, it's not even a point of thinking. The numbers show if the parents that aren't involved, the kids just fall right in line.
And you know what, the other connecting piece to this on why the parents can't be involved is because it's poverty. Mm-hmm. So when you're in a poverty environment, parents typically don't work 2 or 3 jobs.
2 or 3 jobs, yeah.
So typically whenever it's time to be involved, they at work.
Yeah, we at work.
And when the kids get home, they at work.
We at work, yeah.
And then when the kids go to bed, sometimes
we at work.
They at work.
Yeah.
So because you have that going on too, and look, we people know about this stuff,
right?
Because all those things are going on. It's a systematic way to keep the system going.
Yeah,
like
that's the system.
It just keeps going.
It's self perpetuating for sure.
And now it's a cycle,
mm-hmm.
and then now it's generational, and then now you pass curses down mm-hmm. over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Now you wait long enough. See, this is the part that really throws me for a loop. If people stay in prison long enough, they'll stay in prison until the laws change to what they were in prison for is now legal.
It's now legal, man. That's a different topic for a different day. But I mean, are you really free?
Like literally, like it's now legal for why a lot of black and brown people were put in prison. Yeah. It's now legal.
Yeah.
In many states.
Yeah. So how these people can't even be compensated for that time? Like how?
Do you pay them back?
How?
I mean,
how? I mean, I give you time and you give me what?
See that's the part that really throws me a little bit. It's like you tell people, well, they broke the law, but then the laws that they broke now can't be broken anymore because
that's legal.
Yeah. that right there.
All right, so we know you've been in prison for the last 15 years. Okay. This is what you did. All right. But now, that's all right. Okay?
Now it's legal.
But are we going to let you out?
No. That's the right question. See, those are the questions that need to be asked. And
if we're not going to let you out, what then is the motive to keep you in? Are you really free? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard of any mass releases. Have you?
Not yet.
Okay.
And in all fairness, some people may not like this, but Trump is working on signing a bill to pardon
a lot of
people who,
but they don't want to talk about that.
They don't.
They don't want to talk
about
that.
They don't because Trump is all bad. Look,
right.
I'm not a Trump supporter. I would say that every day. But there are some things that's being done by him. I don't know if whatever reason that you think like he's just doing it for that. People gonna get out of prison.
Yeah. Point blank. Like, how is that not good?
People gonna get out that don't deserve to be in there.
Exactly.
But they all started when you look. You can look at almost every prison's life, and then when we go down to our program, you meet them for the first time. It's my first time meeting this group because we do different groups.
Yeah.
When we go down for this first time, we're going to see, and not this first time you want to be able to talk to them and ask them what happened, but over time you'll build that relationship, and you start to realize, dang, so and then the story starts sounding the same.
Yeah.
So you like, dang, hold on, you did this.
Yeah.
You was in school.
Yeah.
Y'all went to school together. Y'all was in the same special education class.
Man, what's even the more crazier is you'll hear these stories and you might be able to see yourself in some of these same situations.
Seriously, like had I made a right versus a left.
Woo, it's scary, man.
Yeah,
it's scary. It's eye opening. I won't say it's scary, but it's eye opening.
It's scary for me because to know. I always tell people this. Most of the people I grew up with, like a huge chunk of them, are either dead or in prison.
Yeah.
Like I have people I went to elementary school with. They got killed when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about murder.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends who still serving time to this day.
For that.
But now I'm saying just for stuff.
Just for stuff, yeah.
Like different things. So when I speak of it, I'm not saying it from a conspiracy standpoint. I'm telling you from like this is like I actually live this.
Like,
so when we go down and we meet somebody and we hear some of these stories, man, the stories they're like this, and you like, man, how and you keep asking these how questions. Then you eventually sit back and be like, you know what, it's not a how.
No, it's not the how. You get a bigger picture of the how, like you're looking at the how.
Yeah.
Now you have to figure out the whys and the how to reverse the system. Well, not even reverse it because now you can't even reverse the system. You just got to break down the system, or
you got to build a new one. You would never be able to. That system is so big, man. By the time you have to build a new system, and that's what we're doing essentially. And that's why we do. That's why I do what I do. I can't speak for you as a person, but I do what I do because I am focused on. I'm not focused anymore on fixing the system. Focused on building a new one.
Yeah.
Because fixing is not is. You're trying to fix something that was designed to be the way it is. You're not fixing
it. It's not broken.
Yeah.
That's and you know what? I've always had the drive to fix the system. Oh, you know, I'm a clean up or I'm gonna help clean up the mess. You know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And just here recently, you're probably just working with you. I've realized, no, you can't fix what's not broken.
No, it's not.
It's doing exactly what it was created to do.
So the moment you try to jump in and fix it, now you messing it up.
Now you messing it up.
And you're seen as that person that's like an outlier.
Right.
Well, I'm an outlier anyway. Yeah. We outliers anyway. Yeah. But you've been seen as that person that's bucking the system.
Mm-hmm. Now you're a cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am not focused on fixing it. I'm focused on building a new one, working with the willing.
Yeah.
Working with the people that's working with me.
Yeah.
And man, we got to keep going with this.
That's important, man. Working with the willing, because I just, slick off topic, just trying to, just find support or whatever. You notice that, and I can only imagine what Harriet Tubman went through, man, because not everybody wants to lead the plantation.
Well, the thing is, it goes both ways, and we'll talk about this in another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like people don't know they're racist, because it's ingrained in them.
Because it's ingrained. A lot of people don't know that they're slaves.
People didn't know they were slaves.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
Had they known that they were slaves, it's like. I read a quote. She didn't say that quote. I found out. She didn't say that quote.
Really say it in that context.
But it's a real quote. I don't know who said it, but if you don't know that you are enslaved, mm-hmm. or if you don't know that you're in a system being put in prisons, mm-hmm. you're going to act no different than what the system has taught you how to act.
Exactly, man. Oh my God, that's another reason why I love psychology, man, and sociology, because like that's what that is at its most innate level. Like having the forethought and the know-how to create a system to dictate behavior, that's powerful. That's powerful on a like global scale.
Yeah, you don't have to see that. This is the system. Like when you break it down,
Mm-hmm.
you no longer have to get the people to per se do it. They just gonna follow the frameworks of the
that's
system.
what I'm saying. Like,
I know. I'm saying like they just gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, because let's say you just got 1,000 people, just in a wide area, but you start to build walls up in this wide area. Now you're segmenting this space. So now people have to move. People are going to be people. So
you move people through culture.
You move people through culture. You move the environment around people.
And we have a culture of prisons. Like America is not number one in a lot of categories.
Oh, but
we're in the top. We're in the top for people in prison.
At the top. Number one.
Like we in the very
there's
top.
no other landmass that imprisons its citizens per capita than the United States. I saw it this morning. It's not even close.
It's not even close. The United States winning that. We just drove by prison just now. I think that was Cummins. I can't remember, but yeah, we just drove by a huge prison just now, and it's so. This thing about prisons. Typically, when there's one out there, it's gonna be many along that path. So we just drove by the first one. There's two more that we gotta.
We gotta pass
to get to. Is it two more? I think it's one more. But it's two prisons. The one we're going, it's two of them. It's one for the adults and one for the juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing about the system itself. When you start to really pay attention and see like the frameworks and constructs of it, you can track. And you have to track it, but you have to build a new system so you can create new behaviors.
Yeah.
And those behaviors are dictated a lot by environment. So the environment of our children, of our youth, has to elevate and shift.
It does.
And it's directly tied to economics.
Yeah.
And so if I can change, and we too, all of us, if we can change the economics, we can build a new system with a foundation built to do the opposite of the other one.
Yep. If we wouldn't, and this is an aspiration that's, I guess, just tied to my heart, my soul, man. Because if we could, as a black and brown community, allocate just our black dollar, just not even the whole one. Because I'll put it like this: if for every dollar that we have, we set aside. No, okay, so for every $100 that we have, we set aside one. So basically 1% of the black dollar, in the United States, trillions. There's nothing that we couldn't do. Like we could fund every project that we wanted to.
But I was speaking with someone the other day.
But that takes a level of organization and unity there.
Yeah, and it's not it's deeper than that, man. Like I was talking to someone the other day, and they sit on the council. They sit on the council.
Yeah.
And they were presented definitely some things that could be done in the community for particularly directly for us, and we don't have the infrastructure. Like we just don't have we don't have large construction companies.
Right.
I mean, it's a few out there, but not big. Not large ones. Like, I'm talking about like
not Caterpillar.
Like in Arkansas, a large one is KINCO. I can't think of the name. And it's another one. It's two big ones that I know of. But we don't have the large ones, so they couldn't give you the work.
Right. We couldn't get the contracts if they were out there. That's crazy.
They out there. We can't get it because we don't have the infrastructure.
Because we don't have the.
We don't have an infrastructure of businesses, and the infrastructure is not built yet. And so if we have to, that's why I say. Economics and financial
well, I think that's
literacy
the phase that we're in now.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing is, we can either do it slow or we can do it fast. And what you were talking about is the way that you do it exponentially.
Yeah.
But it takes you to be intentional. I know I'm intentional with the dollars every day.
Yeah.
I spend 20. I used to spend 10. I spend almost 20% of my income in black business, in black and brown businesses, because I want. The infrastructure has to be built.
It has to be built, and it has to be active. You have to be intentional, exactly.
So, knowing that, man, how much? I think because we almost at the prison too.
Yeah, we got about